Hello, in this video tutorial we will be discussing about factorial. So factorial is a very frequently asked question in interviews and it is very important also. So what is a factorial basically? Let's say that I want to find the factorial of this number 6, okay? So the factorial of 6 will be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, okay? Similarly, let's say that I want to find the factorial of a number 3. So the factorial of 3 will be 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so there are many different ways to find the factorial of a number. There is iterative method, recursive method, but in this program or in this tutorial, we will be using a simple for loop to find the factorial. Okay, we'll be using a simple for loop. So how can we find the factorial of any number using for loop? Let's say that I want to find the factorial of any number. The number is 7. Okay, so n is equal to 7. Alright, I want to find the factorial. I'll use the for loop. So first I will write fact is equal to 1. What is fact? Fact is nothing but a variable and I'm assigning the value 1 to it. Okay. Now I will use a simple for loop. So I will write for I in range. Okay. And the range I'll be writing 1 comma n plus 1. Okay, a colon, and we get inside the for loop. Why have I given the range 1 comma n plus 1? Because it will not take the value, I will not reach the value n plus 1. Okay, I is not going to reach the value n plus 1 because the last value or the end of the range is not being included, it doesn't get included. Okay, so if you are familiar with the range method, then you should know this. But even if you don't know, then let me tell you that this last number. So let's say that my number over here is 7. So n plus 1 will be what? 7 plus 1 will be what? 8. So 8 will not get included. Okay. This it will start from 1. I will then increase by 1 and it will become 2. It will then increase by 1 become 3, and it will end at number 7. Okay, it will not reach the end of the range, it will not reach number 8, it will come out of this for loop. Okay, that is why if we want to include number 7, we will have to write n plus 1, that is 8. Okay, so now we write the if block. So if n is less than 1, okay, if n is less than 1, then factorial is equal to 0. So if a number is 0 or if a number is negative, then we take the factorial of that number to be 0. Okay, then we write the else block. Else factorial will be factorial into I. Okay, now we write the printing statement, print, and we'll write fact. Okay, what is happening over here? What is happening? Let's see what is happening. See, let's take the example of number 7. So number 7 is here, factorial is 1. For I in range of 1 to 7, if n is less than 1, what is my n? My n is 7. Is 7 less than 1? No, 7 is not less than 1. So it will go to the next line. It will print factorial is equal to factorial into I. What is factorial? The value of fact is 1. 1 into I. What is I? I is 1 over here. Okay, I is 1 over here. Then what will happen? Again, what is going to happen? It will, the value of I will increase. It will become 2. Okay. Then again, if the value of I is becoming 2, it will come to the if. It will see n is less than 1. No, n is still not less than 1 because I have done nothing to the value of n. My n is still 7. So it will again skip this if and come to the else. Now factorial will be factorial into I. What is I right now? I is 2 and my factorial is 1. Okay, so it will be something like this. Let me just write a comment line. So okay, it will be 1 and then it will be 2. Then again the value of I will become 3. Okay, and nothing happens to the value of n. N is 7, it is not less than 1. Again if will be skipped and else it will come to the else part, and factorial is equal to factorial into I. Factorial right now is 1 into 2. and I is 3. So this time factorial becomes 1 into 2 into 3. Okay, so into 3. Same we'll write into 4. Okay, and similarly when I will become 5, it will be 5. When I will become 6, it will be 6. When I will become 7, it will be 7. Okay, then when I will become 8, then what will happen? When I becomes 8, it will altogether, the control will come out of the for loop. Why? Because 8 is not being included in the range. Okay, if I gets a value which is not included in the range, then the control will not enter inside this for loop. It will come out of the for loop. It will come out of the for loop and it will come to this print statement, and fact will be printed. What is fact? This fact which is storing all this values. Okay, that will be printed. So what is the value of 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into 7? Let's see. So if I press shift and enter to execute, the value is 5040. Similarly, if I want to find the factorial of some other number, let's say 5, value is 120. Okay, so in this way we can find the factorial of any given number using the very simple for loop. Okay, now Python has its some advantages also. So talking about advantages, Python has a built-in function. Okay, Python has a built-in function for finding out the factorial. So that for using that built-in function, we will have to import a library, and the name of that library is math. Okay, so import math. Okay, I have successfully imported the math library inside my program, and now I will write define factorial. I'm just defining a function. Okay, and this function is taking a parameter n. Okay, and I'm writing return. This function will return a value. What value? Let's see. So return math dot factorial. Okay, return math dot factorial and n. Okay, so return math dot factorial, and inside the value which I have given over here is n. Okay, so what is happening? See, math dot factorial is a built-in function in Python, and if I pass any number or any if I am passing a variable over here, okay, the a value I can give later. So if I'm passing any number over here, then that math dot factorial will give me the factorial of that number. Okay, it is a built-in function in Python. So let's say that I want the I want the number to be 5. Okay, so in that case, what am I going to do? I will write n is equal to 5. Okay, I'll write n is equal to 5. Let's see what happens. Okay, we'll have to give a printing statement. So print, we will have to write printing statement, print factorial of n. Okay, 120. Alright, similarly if I want to write 9, this. If I want to find a factorial of 11, this. Okay, so we had to do nothing. We did not write any for loop or any recursive method or any iterative method. Simply we used math.factorial. So Python comes in with many built-in functions. So in the previous videos, I have talked about many built-in functions of Python in the NumPy library. So you can check out those videos if you haven't. All of them are available in the DataMonk playlist. So we'll meet again in the next video.